Hello there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Messing About with a Narrowboat. So at the end of the last episode, my cold got worse. Ended up with a chest infection, so it's been 7 days since we've been down at the boat. It's the school holidays, so I've got grandson Ewan with me. Hello Ewan. Hey. And he's helping me put up the window trims. So this week we're not doing a huge amount. I'm gonna, because I didn't do it, I've got a second coat of varnish to put on the bottom side of the doors. But a lot of domestic stuff that we're supposed to do last week, like dentist and doctor visit. I've got another doctor's visit this week, and we've got the gardener coming, so it's going to be a really short week. We're just pottering. Bit of light sanding. Now my first hospital visit this week was, I've been having some hearing issues, so I was referred to the audiologist, so I had to go up and get a hearing test. As it turns out, I need 2 hearing aids. Great. Age-related hearing loss, apparently. But the funniest thing was, sitting in the waiting room, the audiologist would come out and call somebody's name quite quietly, and to a person sitting in that room, they all kind of went, eh? It was so funny. And the other weird thing about that room was they had an eye test chart, which I haven't yet figured out why. Maybe it was well, you can't bloody hear, you better check your eyesight. So Ewan and I have put the outside trim on the window, and he's just gone through with a little colour matched piece of wax, filling nail holes. But that's the windows all trimmed up now. I think that's awesome. So that's after, and that's before. It's not much difference, but just having that little bit of outside trim just makes the whole thing very 3D. And we love it. So after Ewan helping put the trim up and fill all the nail holes, I can finally tick off duck hatch trim off my to-do list. Those look rather nice, actually. Really nice. I'm glad we spent the time figuring out all the different trims to put on them and just neaten them up. That's quite a professional looking job, if I do say so myself. So Ewan's helped me put some more of the gunnel trim on. He's just filling up the nail holes for me. Keeps him occupied. We were going to put the wardrobe together, but nah, we'll not do that today. And we started fitting the liners to the door frames, but it's now started to rain. For information, all I've done here is I've put a little, you can get 3mm foil, and then I've put strips of 3mm foil behind it just to create some level of insulation or heat barrier really to the doors. But we've stuck them in, and we're just waiting for them to go off. So, painted something, time to go home, because it's time for my drugs. Oh dear goodness. So after we finished up, we went up to the lumberyard and got the next batch of wood for the next bits of the door lining and some ply for cupboards. Now I was going to fit the rest of the doors today, but it's pretty cold. And it's been so cold that the varnish is okay. It's kind of gone off, but it could do with another overnight to properly go off, I think. I think its temperatures are dropping down to about 5 degrees overnight on the boat. So yeah, there's no rush to put them on right now, so let's give the varnish a bit more time to dry. The one Ewan and I put on yesterday has stayed up, but again it just needs some mastic along the edges, but I'll leave that just now. Tomorrow's looking like a dry day, so I can get the doors off, glue everything up, and just leave it open all day and letting everything set. Oh, that's what I'm doing. So let's get these door lintels done. So I've taken a piece of the wood and I've put a bull nose on it, and that's one part of the frame. I'll just measure and cut the others. So that's those cut, but again you can see I'm going to have to just take a little bit out for the welds. So I just need to cut those welds out, and that will level off there and be nice and straight. And it's the same on the other side. This is a 44mm wide piece of wood. It's a little wide by about 5mm, and I'm just debating whether it's worth the effort in cutting it. It does reduce the door entryway a little if I don't, but it's not going to be significant. So why is the door entry a consideration, and I don't want to make it too much shorter or narrower? And well, you know, you've got to get things like washing machines and cookers and things through the door, and they're typically about 600mm with a little finger room either side. So I just want to make sure that there's enough room to get things in through the door. You know, that's going to look quite nice, isn't it? That is going to look quite nice. So you know what that means. A light sanding and 2 days of varnishing. Well, guess what I'm doing over the weekend, eh? So with some help of double-sided tape, I've measured the distance and it's 57mm. So I know that I've just double-checked the sizes of the appliances that we're getting, and the deepest one is 58mm. So I think I'll need to take the 5mm off either side. I think I'll do that in the table saw though, because it's very accurate. So I've chiselled out the weld gap, but I've also chamfered the edge because the welds are quite big in the corner. Just the same as everywhere else really, just the corners, you just have to be mindful of it's not square and things, and it's just got big dollops of weld, so you just have to kind of cut round them. And I've cut the door frame. So yep, light sand and varnish. I think I'll take them home to do all of that. It's just more convenient. I'm in the garage today because we've got a gardener coming in, chopping all the bushes and trees down for winter. But me being unwell, and Roma's not brilliant either, we looked at it at the weekend and we went, you know, that's a day for us per bush, per tree, the time you cut it and then take it down to the dump, get rid of it. So we went, you know what, we know it's expensive, but let's get a gardener in. So in the meantime, I have trimmed and sanded all the door lintels. I've put hinges on the wardrobe doors ready for fitting, and I'm about to start work on the doors, on the drawers for the wardrobe. I said that the wardrobe we did was reclaimed, and it was when I took the wardrobe apart, the drawers fell apart, so I'm going to have to repair them as well. Okay. Well, that's a bit better. Sturdy drawer, repaired and fixed. Compared to the original, here's the other one. So, I'm going to fix this one as well. So a little while later, that's the drawers done and nice and solid. Now it's a Friday, so it's Poets Day. Although I've been doing that all week, to be fair. But I'll let that glue dry for a bit, and it's all been sanded. I sanded it earlier, and we'll give everything a coat of varnish. So my next job for today was to make a router table out of the scraps of wood that I've got. Struggled a wee bit when I was doing those trims, the air vents and roundovers, so I watched a couple of videos online, and making your own router table is actually quite easy if it's just for kind of the odd DIY little bit. So yeah, I was going to do that, but mind you, it is Poets Day. End of a fairly productive day. Door trim varnished, and I've started to cut up the wood for the router table, which I'll go into in a bit more detail later. It's a Sunday afternoon, and I've just popped down to fit the wardrobe. So this was a wardrobe that we reclaimed. I've taken it apart, sanded it all back, got away from it being very orange, and we've stained it with a kind of oaky colour stain. It's going to have two drawers at the bottom. There in the garage, just needs handles. So that's it. Has enough space, good double wardrobe. It's 84 centimetres wide. So we've got that for clothes. Mostly Roma's clothes, because I only wear small amounts of clothes. And we've got the drawers at the bottom, drawers down here, clothes basket down here, drawers on the headboard, and I'll make some shelves for the side. Oh, that's okay. That quite happy with that. What did it cost me? about £15 in sandpaper and half a tin of varnish that I already had. So, and time, lots of time. Took a long time to get it sanded back. Anyway, so that's the wardrobe done. Bedroom is almost complete. So I'm going to wrap up this week's vlog here. I've got the wardrobe in, which is what I wanted to achieve this week. I did want to achieve getting the doors on, but I'm still not 100%. But I'm getting there. So thank you for all the kind comments and wishing me well on my health. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Our subscriber numbers continue to grow. It amazes me that people like to watch a pensioner fitting out a narrowboat. But if you're getting something out of it, brilliant, thank you. So, until next time.